Hi, the year was 1985. I was a senior in college. I wanted to join a mathematics fraternity. How exciting. Anyway, it seemed like a small thing at the time, but it changed my perspective on math for the rest of my life. As part of the application process, I was asked to present an original mathematics problem. Now, at first, that did not sound too difficult. After all, I had solved hundreds of math problems before. But then I realized I had never created one. Until that moment, math had mostly been something that I'd received from other people. Teachers assigned problems, textbooks provided exercises, and professors explained concepts. And now, I had to come up with my own problem. And that was much more difficult than I expected. So after days of trial and error, I settled on a sports problem. Imagine you're kicking a field goal. If the ball is in the center of the field, moving closer to the goalpost only increases the angle between them. But if the ball is placed on a hash mark off to one side, then the problem becomes more interesting. Now, at first, moving closer improves the angle, but eventually the angle begins to shrink. And that means there must be an optimal spot, a place where the angle is as large as possible. An optimal perspective, if you will. Now, as I worked through the problem, I discovered that the same mathematics also applies to other situations. Imagine sitting off to one side while watching television. There is an ideal place to sit that maximizes your viewing angle. Different situation, but the same mathematics. Now, what mattered most was not the problem, but it was the perspective shift. For the first time, I realized that all those formulas, all those ideas and relationships that I had learned were not isolated facts. They were like tools I could use to explore the world around me. It felt like I had discovered a math tool belt that I had been carrying all along. And suddenly, I started seeing opportunities to use those tools everywhere. Math was no longer just about learning concepts for the next exam. It had become a way of looking at the world, a way of noticing patterns in relationships, and even possibilities. Now, perhaps that is one of the most valuable perspective shifts that I've experienced. Not seeing mathematics as a collection of answers, but ideas and principles that are a collection of tools. Tools that I needed to understand and practice and learn how to use. And the more familiar I became with those tools, the more connections I began to see between them. What once felt like separate topics gradually became a connected whole. Now, there was another benefit that I did not expect. When I started viewing mathematics as a tool belt, I put less pressure on myself to perform perfectly on any single test or assignment. Now, of course, I still wanted to do well, but the goal became larger than a grade. The goal was to add another tool to my tool belt, to become a little better prepared for future problems. A difficult exam no longer defined me. A tricky problem no longer discouraged me as much, because those moments became part of the process of learning. And looking back, I think that perspective gave me something more valuable than a good test score. It actually gave me a more reasonable hope that growth matters more than perfection, and hope that today's struggles can become tomorrow's tools, and hope that learning is not about proving what we know. It is about preparing for what comes next. See you tomorrow.